Hey YouTube, what's going on? So I've been thinking about the cell level fuses, and I think I'm going to do some testing here. I've only seen maybe one or two videos where people are testing their fuses correctly. If you're not sure how to do that, I will show you in this video. Probably going to do pretty much the same as Paul Kennett's video. He did a really good job at that, and I'll put a link down in the bottom with his video. He does some pretty good videos. If you haven't seen him yet, you should go check it out. Anyway, he uses a hairdryer, the heating coils inside. So I think I'm going to do that here, and I guess the main reason of this video is I hope people aren't taking other people's word for it, for wires, or which wires to use, or which resistors to use. Basically, you should test your own. Yeah, test your own fuse wire, because if you're taking somebody's word for it and maybe somehow you get the wrong wire or the wrong resistors or whatever the case may be, but you should definitely test your wire that you have or that you plan on using, because I mean, you never know what it's gonna pop at. So cat butt. So test your fuses. So I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to try to use a computer power supply because they are a good source for any voltage up to 12 volts, and they do have a 3-volt rail. So we will use that for our tests. Let's get to it. Got to put the YouTube sticker in there. Okay, we're going to use this computer power supply. 300 watt. And it's got a 3.3 volt and 5 volt, 12 volt. So we're going to try the 3.3 volt, and that is the orange wire here. And if you're not sure how to turn one of these on without using the computer, it's the 4th and 6th pin on the side with the little clip on it. Pull them out or cut them and twist them together, tape them off or whatever. I'll check and see what we got here. Okay, that is showing 3.377 volts, so that would be a good test for fuses on your low side. You probably don't want to go, I guess, much lower than 3.3. Some people go down to 3, but most of the cell level fuses that I've seen being tested are always on a full battery, I think. So we'll try it on a low side. Okay, got the White's hairdryer. We're gonna take it apart real quick and get the coil out of there. You don't think she'll mind, do you? Is there like a hidden screw in here? Wow. I mean, I don't want to completely break it, but I have to. There's gotta be a hidden screw. There we go. Jeez. That's kind of a cool little fan there. A lot of damn wires in here. Okay, so that's what we need. Instead of using a digital voltmeter, I'm going to use this DC amp meter here so we can see exactly how high, or if it goes higher than 15. Okay, make sure everything's out of the way. Got my orange, I got my black. Okay, so I'm gonna tape stuff down so it doesn't get away from me. Nothing shorts out or anything like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna, on the computer power supply, the 3 volts, it's going to go through the amp gauge first, so I'm just going to twist those guys together. See, everybody can do my ghetto rig here. Next, I'm going to use some of these wires I made up a while back. The out of the amp gauge, clip him onto there, and I'll just find a nice spot on here to go to, right up here on the top. So for this one, I'm just going to clip him right on here somewhere. This is going to be the wire we'll move along the edge to vary our amperage. So he is going to have to be something like this, because we'll set up the fuses right over here. Okay. And then the other side is going to connect over here on the ground. And he is going to sit up right here as well. Okay, so now we have a fuse testing device here. And I will go get some stuff to test. Okay, I've got a couple different sets of resistors here that we'll test. And I have a piece of, this is basically pretty much like speaker wire, so I will cut some of this off. I'm going to go ahead and just cut it right here, and I'm going to twist one side so they all don't go flying somewhere else. So we'll test an individual strand of these as well. And I do remember on Paul Kennett's video that this was getting hot, so I have a fan here that I'll probably set up somehow. So we'll also be measuring them, digital caliper here. I'm going to say the first test is going to be a 1/4 watt resistor. The resistor actually doesn't matter, it's just the wire that we're after, but the 1/4 watt is the smaller wire here, so we'll go ahead and test one of these first. This would be more along the lines of the Jehu Garcia fuse. I believe his were 1/8 watt resistors. We're zeroed out here. That resistor is 0.35 millimeters. So I'll do the test so you can see what's going on up here, and then I'll move the camera down here a little bit closer so you can see the amp gauge. So the test number 1, 1/4 watt resistor. Okay, the amp meter only shows 1 amp. So what I'm going to do is move this wire along this spring here basically. And that didn't move it a whole lot. Okay, that's about 2 amps. And we're still okay. That is 5 amps. And it's still okay, but the coil over here is getting really red hot. So let me adjust my tape here. I can try to get it closer to this fan. Okay, we'll try that. Okay, that's about 6 amps. Okay, that's 7 amps. Okay, so this burns at roughly 7 amps. Okay, so I'll move the camera down here a little closer so you can see the amp meter. Okay, here we go. So I'll start it down low just so you can see. And there's about 2 amps. And I'll bring it up slowly if I can. Okay, so there you go. Would you like to see one more? Same resistor, so we can do the test twice. Okay, here we go. Good solid 5 amps. Okay, let me try to bring it up a little bit. 7 amps. There it goes. Okay, now we'll move on to the next resistor here. This one, of course, is just a 22K resistor, but it should be a 1/4 watt. So we'll see if it compares. Okay, we're zeroed out. Roughly the same, 0.38 millimeters. Okay, here we go. So that's 8 amps. That kind of burned up by 9. Okay, we'll try it again here. Contact. So it looked to me it was about 7.5 amps. There is the single strand. And we're zeroed out. The reason I'm testing this such small wire because I hear people saying they are using speaker wire. So this is 0.15 millimeters. Okay, you probably can't even see it, but it's there. Okay, we'll start off lower. Contact. So a solid 2 amps. There's a solid 4 amps. Good 5 amps. 6.5. Okay, we'll do it again here. Contact. Okay, we'll do that one more time. Here we go. Well, that's like a 6 or 7 amp. That one's pretty consistent also. What else can we test here? Okay, I found some actual speaker wire. This actually has a silver and a copper side, so we'll check both. So first side will be silver. Okay, we're zeroed out. This is 0.15 as well. Okay, silver speaker wire, contact. Sorry about that. That's 6.5. Okay. It's kind of hard to get on this spring without, I need like a nail. Maybe I'll try a nail. So it will be easier to hit each different part of the spring. Okay, test number 2 with the silver part of the speaker wire. Contact again. Okay. Alright, now we'll try the copper side. We're zeroed out, 0.17 millimeters. Okay, copper speaker wire. Contact. Okay, let's try this again here. Okay, so it seems like if you go above 7 with this tiny wire, it'll pop. Okay, so I think that was a pretty successful way of testing some wire or some resistors or anything that you plan on using for a fuse. I haven't seen anybody do it on the low side yet, so that was 3.3 volts, and that should be a pretty low side for your cells. I mean, I guess you could go lower than that if you really wanted to, but I think your life cycle of the batteries might decrease. So basically what I'm saying is whatever you plan on using for your fuses, make sure you test them, because let's say your buddy down the street or across the world or wherever said, hey man, I just got some wire, I got it from wherever, and it'll burn or pop at 6 amps if you short it out. So the other guy orders it from the same website. Well, the first guy got it from one set of stock, or got it from one warehouse, and the other guy is going to get it from a different warehouse. So he could get something completely different. And if he's just taking the other guy's word for it, you never know. So if you got an extra hair dryer laying around, or an extra cat in the way, come on dude, I'm trying to make a video. Get out of the way. Just test it. That's basically what I'm saying. You don't need anything fancy. I mean, shit, I used it with a computer power supply. Everybody's got a dead computer. I got computers over there. I got a computer right there. Computer right here. Here computer, there computer, everywhere computer. So if you're going to take somebody else's word for it, that's fine. I wouldn't do that. I got something in my eyeball. I'm actually going to do some more research because I want the fuses to pop maybe at like 2 amps. That might be kind of tricky to do now after doing that test because that speaker wire was pretty tiny. Some people are using those resettable fuses, but I don't know if I would do that, because if you do have a problem, told you there'd be a cat somewhere. You won't know it unless there's probably a direct short, and by that time it's probably too late. So I don't know, I just wouldn't use the resettable fuses. So I'm going to have to do some more research, because if a cell is on its way out, if it just keeps pulling a low amperage, I mean, it could eventually pull down your whole pack until it reaches that 6 amp mark. and blows the fuse. 6.5 constant pull. So really what everybody has right now is more of a short circuit fuse. They don't have a cell going bad fuse pop. That's kind of what I'm looking at, or what I want to do. So yeah, I kind of want to get something that will blow at 2 amps, but I think it might be kind of tricky to do, so I might be stuck with something that is along the 5 or 6 or 7 amp. Yeah, I guess I have some more research to do, and hopefully you guys are doing your own research. I do have another question. I don't know if you can see that very well. This is one of those thermal, these are like a thermal probe sensor. Thermal fuses. I don't know if you guys have noticed these when you're taking apart your battery packs, the laptop batteries, but a lot of them will have these in there, and I've been saving them. Yeah, I am a little bit of a hoarder. This one says it's 5 amps and it'll accept 250 volts. Is there another test coming along? Maybe that'll be another video. Anyway, I've been saving these because maybe I will incorporate these into the pack, so if they get hot, these will blow. Could be a pretty cool safety feature. I don't know, I guess we'll see. If you haven't seen my camera melting video, they did send me a new camera and it works normal now. The charging seems to be working fine, but I am taking any sort of donation whatsoever. 50 cents, a quarter, $1. I want to get a better camera because a better camera means better videos, so that's what I'm looking at doing. Yeah, if you do want to donate, I've got 2 links down in the description box. It's the Patreon link and the PayPal link, unless somebody's got a pretty good camera that they want to trade. I've got all sorts of crap around here. We could probably work something out. So anyway, yeah. If you have any questions, of course, send me an email or a message or whatever. If you are looking for a specific video about something, let me know and I can do a video on that as well. Hopefully these videos aren't too boring, like watching paint dry. But yeah, I'm getting excited because I'm getting pretty close now. I'm going to tear apart those batteries so I can see how many above 2,000 I can get, and then I'll be just that much closer. Oh, I did order some more heat shrink. I bought 2 more rolls of that 10-meter stuff, so that's on its way. Links are down somewhere in the description box, and we'll talk to you guys later. Maybe I'll incorporation. Yeah.